Item: SCP-932. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-932-01-08 are to be kept in a 15-meter x 15 meters room with observational windows, furnished with a speaker and a bed with straps. The speaker is to play a tone of 510 Hz at 100 dB, rated as loud, to enable visibility of SCP-932. Noise-canceling headphones are available to participating staff on request to facilitate communication. Once every 3 days, a D-Class personnel is to sleep in the bed in SCP-932's chamber for feeding purposes. The speakers need not be turned on for this purpose. The feeding process is never fatal. However, the straps can be utilized in case of resistance on part of the D-Class. Said personnel can be returned to normal duties afterwards. Wild instances of SCP-932 are to be tracked down and captured alive by MTF-IOTA-4, Dream Hunters. Edit. Following Incident 932-002, containment breach protocols have been set. The 510 Hz tone is to be played throughout the site if a breach occurs, and all air vents or possible escape routes are to be sealed. All on-site personnel are advised to keep as calm as possible. The following changes are also to be made to SCP-932's containment. The speaker is to be affixed to the wall and play the aforementioned tone at all times, and that a different D-Class personnel be used for each feeding session. Description: SCP-932 are creatures able to adjust the refractive indices of their bodies in order to appear invisible. This ability seems to be disrupted when SCP-932 is exposed to sound. A loud, 100 dB tone of 510 Hz neutralizes it completely. When visible, SCP-932 resemble pale and featureless children. Their height varies from 1.2 to 1.6 meters and weigh approximately 30-40 kilograms. In large numbers, SCP-932 have been able to pin down and fully immobilize an adult human. SCP-932 hunts by silently following an individual to his/her dwelling in groups of no more than 8 individuals. If necessary, SCP-932 will lie in wait near or under the victim's bed for several hours until he/she falls asleep and enters a state of rapid eye movement (REM) sleep. When the victim enters this state, the pack of SCP-932 will pin the victim down, secreting an unknown pheromone that causes the victim to wake before the REM cycle is complete. In most cases, the victim will be conscious but immobile, leading to a general feeling of panic. Initially, it was thought that SCP-932 fed on hormones produced by the panicking victim, but Experiment 932-04 Towel Test seemed to prove otherwise. SCP-932, for all intents and purposes, feeds on fear. It is unknown how this mechanism works, or how it detects REM sleep in its victims. SCP-932 is generally docile and does not actively attack researchers. However, if its feeding schedule is disrupted for more than 21 days, it will seem to be more aggressive and alert to its surroundings, and on occasion has tried to subdue researchers entering its containment chamber despite the researcher being completely awake at the time. Edit. It appears that SCP-932 prefers variation in its diet, as they seem to be more placid at the beginning of the month, when a new D-Class personnel is introduced, than at the end. Suggesting 5 D-Class be assigned to our team and taking turns in the feeding session. Researcher minutes. Permission under consideration. Given light of your recent budget scandal. Director Faisal. Permission granted. Following events of Incident 932-02. Director Faisal.